like, are we continuing the other story, or do you want me to help you co-write the story that you're writing, the one with Hua-Er? Because, like, last minute I was like, wait, does she want to do Hua-Er, or does she want to do the other one? It doesn't matter to me. Could use your help with Hua-Er. I'm totally down for that. Like, what I would love as an ultimate goal, like, I love writing and everything, right? But, like, I think my strongest point by fucking miles is my creativity and my, like, idea crafting and stuff like that. So I would be, like, I think it would be cooler to be a co-author in the aspect of the brainstorming and creating of the ideas as opposed to the writing. Because writing and editing and shit takes forever, right? But coming up with ideas, I can just fucking throw that shit out. My biggest problem that I'm working on right now is the idea of, like, a complete story. And, like, building complete stories within complete stories within complete stories. If you know what I mean. I do need help with ideas for the middle and end. Yeah, and I don't know quite, like, I don't know basically anything about the plot. Like, I know, like, this isn't the one that has to do with, like, the being, like, gods inhabiting people, right? That's a different one. This one's just about, like, Hua-Er's struggle in life, going from, like, a princess to being, like, basically, yeah, that's different, okay. So, like, this is where my thought process, kind of goes with it, is it kind of goes in the direction of, okay, we've got revenge as a possible thing. We've got, just escape and forget. And just, like, pretend none of this ever happened. So the main thought I had when creating the story was to show Qing Dynasty culture and to make it, like, one of the dramas I love. One of the Korean dramas? Perfect. Okay. Now, is this, like, does it have an element of, like, forbidden love, where, like, some, like, the idea, like, Hua-Er is being bought, right? But like, I've really put in this dynamic with this, where it's, like, specifically with the one scene that I read where Hua-Er is being sold, and it's like that one guy is like, oh, I'll pay all of this amount of money, even though everyone else is, like, criticizing Hua-Er. So I don't know if that's supposed to be, like, some, like someone who knows her from before, that, like, has been, like, tracking her down and finally found her, and it's like a childhood love or something like that. Kind of. Okay, that's kind of what I was like what I was leaning towards. But I was thinking something along the lines of, you're very close. Okay. Because there's always the dynamic of, let's say the guy buys the chick, right? And then the guy is trying to, like, hide who he is. So the one who buys her is the guard of the crown prince, who is her childhood friend. And has he been the one who's, like, pushing for, like, the disappearance of Hua-Er, and how everyone at the palace says that Hua-Er is dead, and he's like, nah, she's not dead, bro, she's out there somewhere, fucking, okay, cool. He's been pushing to find her, okay. No, with a lot, like, not getting anywhere in the courts, he, like, goes out of his way to try and hunt her down. He's the secondary love interest. Okay. Because I was thinking something along the lines of, he buys... Because, like, this is the dynamic I was thinking that would be very interesting. Is he buys her, but he only wants her, like... How do you say this? Like, because she's like, how do I say this? Not submissive, but like she's basically become a peasant. And he's like, oh, well, now that, you know, she doesn't have the high life and stuff like that, maybe, you know, she'd actually be in a position to fall for me. But her biggest thing is, like, it's more guilt-based. He just feels guilty, but he is possessive of her. Okay, because I was thinking some sort of thing where it's like, him buying her does not fix the problem. I think that's the best way to say it. But there's a specific aspect of her that he likes. And it's like she's trying to run away from that aspect of herself and, like, kill that aspect of herself. She's his first love. Okay. And she does not have the same feelings, right? Even if she knew who he was. Okay. And there's another main love interest that comes in later. Does he bring her... So does he bring her back? Does he run away? Okay, and then does he run away from... like Hua-Er's father? Like, does he run away from the Crown Prince? That's right, I'm here. Sinister! True, brother. And I have it all set up, Sinister. I am ready for your book signing on Saturday. So I was thinking, appreciate that from all of you. Well, that's what it's all about, Sinister. You gotta support people, right? It's like, yeah, and you can't be all talk about it. Like when I said I tune into your stream, but it's like, it's bad timing, right? If I'm at work, like, what would be nice, Sinister, if you were in the same time zone as me and you streamed at 5. Because most of my lunch breaks at work are between 5 and 6. But because you're an hour ahead, that means you'd start streaming as soon as my lunch break ends. And it's not like I really have a choice over when I take my lunch break. It's kind of, is the store busy? Do they need me? Do they have coverage? So, sometimes it's late, sometimes it's early. Yeah, I'm in Canada. I'm in Alberta, so... Mountain Standard Time, which is 1 hour ahead of Pacific Standard. In Canada, but Ontario. Yeah, Bookbuyer's in that that Eastern time slot. The Far East! So there's a 3-hour difference. Yeah. Makes things a little bit weird, but it is what it is. I mean, I'm streaming at 12:30 in the morning, so... I dated someone from there once. They had great weed. Hell yeah, buddy. Ooh, that's the good stuff. Ah! I lost a bud! No, we lost, tiny spit. Didn't land on the keyboard, though. Rolled away! It tried to roll away! The little bud tried to roll away! Suck that weed up. Just like cock! I mean, what? Don't abuse the weed. I don't know, man. I don't even smoke that much. Like, I used to smoke like an ounce every 2 days. Like, I'd be pounding hits every 7 to 8 fucking minutes, non-stop. That's by myself. No help. Just purely me. Half an ounce a fucking day. Plus tobacco. So, like, also like a quarter ounce of tobacco a day. Which is like 3 packs. It's a lot. 2-hour difference. Suck that weed up. Yeah. Okay, so what was I gonna say about another love interest? You know me, I like the bondage and stuff like that. So, you know, like, this got the hot and spicy, right? So, I get you, I smoke by myself as well because my kids are too pussy to smoke with me. My parents ruined my life on my 19th birthday when they said, hey, I was literally jumping on the trampoline on my 19th birthday party, and all my friends are smoking weed with my parents on the deck. I'm jumping on the trampoline, I come back upstairs, and I'm like, the fuck is that smell? And my parents hand me a joint, and they're like, live a fucking little. And ever since then, I've been smoking weed. Yup. My sister been smoking since she was fucking 12. She stole my parents. She'd steal my parents' weed and smoke in the bathroom. I didn't even know what the hell weed was, bro. I didn't know nothing about like everyone around me smoked weed, but I was like, well, it's the same as cigarettes, right? I spent my whole life asking people, why the hell do you smoke cigarettes? And everyone's like, I don't know. I'm like, well, that's a fucking great answer. I'm definitely not smoking cigarettes. And then when I smoked my first bit of tobacco, I was like, oh, it gives you a head rush. And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, I've been asking people for like 15 years, why you smoke tobacco? No one ever said, oh, because it gives you a head rush. My kids do it, but when I ask them about it, they lie and say they don't, even though I've told them I'd smoke with them anytime. They're just embarrassed. I don't want to smoke with my dad. That's lame, dude. Nah, I don't want to smoke with my dad. So maybe there's something about how Hua has been, their friends gave them up. Dude, if we can get free weed from your dad, why the fuck are we not smoking with your dad? So people would tell me. Snitches. True. I've smoked with their friends. Hell yeah. So, because water's been, like, so, like, basically degraded and stuff like that, maybe there's a chance that, you know, she, it's like she doesn't like it, but it still gets her off. And then when she meets someone who actually treats her well, and treats her like she's actually...
Oh, there it goes. That's the face.
Actually sitting there, I had a more that she's sex phobic. But that's interesting. Just like it's one of the things where it's like it's a mentality thing, right? Because to him, he enjoys like you know, like bondage kind of things, like whipping her, you know, like it's not like hard brutal. It's like he tries to be like sensual about it. So there's like this kind of clash between, well, it's not that bad because it doesn't really hurt, and he really likes it, so maybe I'll just go along with it because like this is way better than how I've been treated before. But then the guy comes along who actually treats her like a fucking angel, like a fucking goddess, and then she has like the flashbacks to her being a kid and how people treated her and stuff, and then she like grows completely resentful towards the guy because of this, falls in love with the other guy because of the way that he treats her, and then it's like they have to run, and she's like continuously running away from things. Can see where you're going, but I'm going more for positiveness. Well, I'm just thinking about how does how does her main love interest, the guy that she actually falls in love with, possessiveness, sorry. Possessiveness. See, that's the thing. I'm not sure there is a kind of romance. So she's broken. She's so broken that she might not be able to fall in love. Okay. Okay. So then it's like just this other guy treating her like an angel, trying to raise her up, but he never truly can. You know? It's like, to her, he's just her caretaker, but to him, she's everything he ever wanted. But it's like, again, there's like this clash and conflict with like, the guy who was possessive of her had sex with her, right? But this guy respects her so much that he refuses to like even touch her without her consent. So it's kind of this almost lifeless, one-sided relationship where he's just always trying to press her into this, like, raise her up on a pedestal, but it's like trying to hold up a dead body. She'll never be able to stand up on her own. But he refuses to give up on her. And maybe, like, in the end, she winds up going back to the possessive guy. Because that's all she knows. That's true for the Crown Prince, but for her husband, he is a nympho and opioid addict. And her husband is the one who bought her, the guard of the Crown Prince, right? Hey, cute muffin. Okay, then who's her husband? Let's go into Discord. It's too slow here. How's it going, Muffin? How's your day? Did you stream today, good sir? Scoozy. I'm about to stream? Hell yeah, brother! If you're on long enough, I'll fucking raid you. That's what it's all about, brother.
Hello.
Hello. All right. Got a little bit of an echo there.
Yeah, I turned the stream off.
All right.
So the basic thing is there's 4 main characters.
I'm gonna write this shit down.
The main character is Hua and she has like 4 different names.
And that's the Anxion, right?
Yep. And she also has the name Ronghua, which is Ronghua. That's like her formal name. And then she's also called Xiaohua, which is Xiao space Hua. And it all depends on who's talking to her. So like her nursemaid, who is Momo, and the Crown Prince call her Xiaohua because it was a nickname her mother came up for her. So it's like a very, very, very intimate way of calling her. It's like a cute nickname. Hua is more of what her family calls her. It'd be closer to like someone named Jeffrey being called Jeff. And then Ancient, which doesn't have an O, by the way, is her monk name. And then Ronghua would be like what they would do if you're formally introducing yourself.
Like, I'm controller toilet paper mouse.
Yeah.
I was literally about to say my full name and I was like, fucking hell, man.
Yeah.
True, Smokey!
I'm just getting used to that emoji now.
Smokey's a dick.
Yeah.
What was that book? That is book, Smokey. It is a collab stream.
So that's like the main character who we mostly follow through the story. Think like Harry Potter in the Harry Potter series. And then
say my name, say my name.
Smokey.
We will never stop calling you Smokey. You can change your name to whatever you want, Smokey, but I will always know it's you.
And then the other three characters are the Crown Prince, whose name is Jinhai. That's spelled Jinhai. Nope, yeah. Jinhai. One word. And he only has one name. So
other than being called the Crown Prince as a title.
Yeah. He will be called the Crown Prince in certain situations, but like that's not a name, that's a title.
Yeah, that's a title.
Yeah. And then we have Yuer, whose real name, let me go back into my notes. It'll take me a second, so. And then the other one's Mei Lan, and that's spelled M-E-I space L-I-A-N.
That?
So those are the four main characters. But we do have some
I only have
very
3
secondary characters.
Who's the 4th?
Oh.
Oh, we didn't get the name. It was,
Yeah,
how do you spell it? U?
Y-U-E-R.
Yuer.
But I'm getting the full name, so just give me a second. It's Wei Z Yu. Okay, I'll copy it into the chat. Hi, Muffin.
And that's his only name?
Yeah, so that's his name, but he's mostly called Yuer in the book. Again, that would be like if he's formally introduced.
Okay.
Yeah. So those are the like kind of main names. I do call Mei Lan Lan-er sometimes, L-I-A-N, then apostrophe E-R. But I will call her Mei Lan too, so it's kind of the two names. So those are the 4 main characters, and they're a mix of love interests and rivals.
Okay. And this was like her like caretaker? Mei Lan?
No. Mei Lan is Yuer's wife. And we're taking an ad break.
Okay.
So the way the dynamic works.
Perfect time for me to pop in! Jesus hits the fucking ads!
Poor Beezus. He can't even hear us right now. Oh yeah, did Amazon update?
Man watches the viewer list and just tosses them out when I show up. Yes, it did. It says I have two books sold. I'm officially sold. I've officially sold my books.
I'm so happy for you.
Thank you so much. I'm officially a published author, guys. I'm a published author! Holy shit!
And it's just the first 2 of many.
Indeed. Indeed.
I'll buy the other one too when it's not $99.
Yeah, that'd be a big mistake to make. That would be a refund right there.
Yeah.
Alright, welcome back, Beezus. How's it going? Sorry, I just had to fuck with you, bro. How's it been? How have you been? Where have you been, man? You missed an entire story. We wrote an entire story. We're moving up in the world, man. I don't want to leave you behind, bro. We gotta make sure that you keep up. How much have you written though, Beezus? I bet you're up to like 75k words, right? Been literally popping addies and writing for a week and a half. Have you watched the Rick and Morty episode yet, Beezus? Is that why you're popping addies? Don't forget to blink.
I still remember the episode with Stewie when he was on Adderall.
Never seen that one from Family Guy.
Oh, it's really good. Yeah.
Okay, so, and then...
So the way they interact is...
Just grind my teeth and drool on myself. Never had a problem with blinking.
Okay. I grind my teeth and drool on myself without Adderall.
Same.
I can get the same without the drugs.
What's going on today? Is that Book? That is Book. We're doing a collab with Book, and we are doing some brainstorming of ideas for the middle to the end of the book. Because you're on, what, chapter 15 now?
Technically yes, but I kind of rewrote it again.
Of course. I mean, that's how it goes. 20th time's the charm.
I think this is literally like the 10th, if not 15th attempt.
Well, you learn something, you go back to the drawing board, you incorporate that thing, and you improve. That's all that matters.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out, like, after, this, my brain's going 5 different ways. So, what I'm trying to figure out is how much exposition to have at the beginning, so that it's exciting, but it's not overwhelming, and then also, like, people will want to read it.
Sounds fair. Because you do want to spend a little bit of time building a world that people will attach to in the first chapter, right? And I think you did a great job with that, with the couple of, like, just, like, setting up the castle and everything like that. And then when you started with her in the monastery, like, just the day-to-day life of setting, like, her day-to-day life is, like, such a brutal thing. And it's like, oh my god, it's so powerful to get you into the book.
Yeah, right now I'm debating between her starting in the caravan, because that's like motion,
Mm-hmm.
and then weaving in the monastery, and like having flashbacks to like when she was kidnapped, having flashbacks to like small scenes in the monastery rather than just starting with it.
Okay, I see.
But I'm not sure, like, I'm probably gonna rewrite it like 20 more times. But I'm getting there. I got a fissure of excitement for my own work.
Well, there you
I'm
go.
Getting there.
Hell yeah.
So the way the dynamics work is Hua is like best friends to Jinhai.
Okay.
They've known each other since they were babies. And her mother is friends with his mother, who's the Empress. So, like, you know how, you know, women like to make their children friends when they're friends?
Yeah. Got my first
that's good.
comment on my book recently, and I was super hyped until they tried to sell me art! Oh, that's the worst! That's the worst! I had the same thing happen to me, Beezus. I had the same thing happen.
Yeah. Like a bot would be better, in fact. Like Stream Boo.
I wonder if I
I
can
always find
find
that
it.
hilarious.
Mm. Not there.
Ah, yeah.
Where the hell is
But
it?
still, first comment. That's good. If the bots are finding you, other people will.
That's true.
People follow the bots, or the other way around sometimes. But most of the time, it's people follow the bots. That's why I'm sad on my stream sometimes. I'm like, I don't even get a fucking bot.
I mean,
Like
we had one.
nothing.
We had a graphic designer yesterday. Haven't had one of those in a while. I thought they were all on vacation, taking some AI practice.
Yep. I need another 6, and I would have 6.666k of points, but I have 6.6.
Nice. It's probably a bot because their account was gone the next day. Yup, sounds about right. You posting on AO3 or AO3? I actually got a AO3 now.
I do not know what AO3 is.
Archive of your own. I haven't posted anything on it, but I have one. Because you gotta apply to get one, and it takes like 2 weeks to get an account.
Oh, too much work.
That's what I said until I just did it, and now I have one. But I haven't
Okay.
used it.
Yeah. I like instant satisfaction, so it's not for me.
Yeah. It's just in beta, that's why. It's like the smut hub of the internet at this point. Then maybe, Beezus, this book will work because I published this one. We got it all managed and together.
Hasn't been approved yet on Amazon?
It is, it's live.
Oh, wow!
So we got bondage,
much is
water
that?
sports, and more. A collection of explicit encounters. So then we got
Is it
3
99
books.
cents?
It's 99 cents.
Okay, you'll be getting your first book purchase of that sometime soon.
Hell yeah. I hope the police show up at your door. Wait, what?
All consenting people and not minors? We're
Yeah, well, it's if the site allows minors on, that's not my problem. If they allow, like, this is what I think about writing and, like, minors. And it's gonna sound really fucked up. But you can just imagine whatever the fuck you want when you're reading. I think that might be one of the reasons why smut is so popular, other than just sex sells. But it's like a multiplying effect. Hey Dad, want to be an Olympic swimmer? Can you buy me this book? Jesus. Jesus, brutal didn't land. No, it's just so bad that it's like, how do you even respond to that? It's so bad it requires a delayed reaction. It's like, wait.
It's always a delay for me. My brain takes like 2 seconds to process.
I didn't know what water sports was until I was like 25. Oh man, that's hilarious. The world's a fucked up place, Beezus. I've been on the internet since I was like 14. I've been on 4chan since I was 16, man. Back in the day, you knew you'd been on the internet too long when you saw a picture of a chick masturbating and you counted the amount of dishes in her room.
Yeah. Yeah, we're the generation of smut.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I was reading erotica when I was 14.
Apparently that's what Muffin does. Because he's like, yeah, you go to AO3 and you just sort by explicit. And I'm like... Of course. Makes sense.
Yeah, I always have the ick feeling when I know people under 18 are doing sexy stuff, and I'm just like, I know they do it, but it's like, I don't want to know about it.
Full of shame from the things I did in the 2000s. Don't be shameful. Embrace it. The only reason you're shameful is because you don't realize that everyone else in the world does the same thing. Once you realize that everyone else in the world does the same thing, and the people that generally voice the most against it are actually silently the most for it. That's why they think about it so much. Whereas most people, it's not even a thought because it's not part of their daily lives. Alright, so I'm just confused.
Yeah.
Who is the person who buys? Is you the one who buys Hua-er?
No. Technically, Jin Hai is the one who buys her.
I thought he was
he's the crown prince.
I thought the one who bought her was the guard of the crown prince, not the crown prince himself.
That's what I said technically.
Because it was bought by proxy. Okay, I understand. That makes sense. Okay. It's all coming together.
Yes. So, Jin Hai is the one who has been trying to find her for at least like 5 or 7 years, because you have to realize he was 6 when she disappeared.
Yeah, so he wouldn't have even realized what was going on until he was probably 14 or 15.
Yes.
And then he like started to look into things, right?
Yeah. And like, I think, although this is a brand new thought, the Empress would have been looking for her as well.
Okay.
But like, it's a very complicated political thing that I'm figuring out.
Okay. Is this the same story from 2 weeks ago, or am I behind yet again? No, Bees, this is the same plot story, but it's been rewritten multiple times.
It's the same idea.
I posted in the general information. Twitch streams Saturday, July 19th, 12 to 2:30 p.m. Central Time. Hell yeah. Perfect. Uh-oh. Well, stream just crashed. Yay!
Oh, it did?
My end, it did.
I can't see anything moving, so it could be crashed, but like I obviously see like the YouTube up and the note thing up.
Oh, that's a great. It stays up on our end. It just, like, this is what my OBS looks like. I'll reset everything so you guys can see, because I just gotta turn it off and then turn it back on. That should reset everything, right? So I don't know what you guys see, but this is what I see in my OBS.
Yeah,
So
that's what I see.
Basically, everything's frozen.
Oh yeah, I can't see you moving.
Yeah.
But I can see you moving on screen.
Yeah, so it's like, it only affects what I see on my OBS.
Ah, okay.
So I technically can leave it up. I mean, it's a great freeze frame. I can stare at myself sleeping. You're moving on our side, yeah. Because it's like if I pull up, this is the actual stream, right? So this is what's happening. Because I've got like, well, I guess I could show you guys. It's on here somewhere, right?
I'm surprised that like your stream crashes so often.
It's a graphics card issue, I'm pretty sure, because if I do the Control-Shift Windows B and reset the thing when I turn on the computer, it doesn't do it. It's just there's too much shit. It doesn't have to do what card you got. I have no idea, Beezus. Absolutely no idea.
I've never had an issue when I've streamed, but I've streamed like 10 times. So
It's not streaming. It's a computer-wide issue. I get it. Even when I'm not streaming, it just fucks up the stream when it does happen. Man just called Smokey B, says he's about to riot. Well, bitrate might be too high for your internet. My internet's amazing though. Like, my internet is the best internet you can possibly get.
So why don't you get a better computer?
This is a $2,500 computer.
Well, obviously you got gypped or something.
No, it's a Starforge, man. It's just this one little tiny issue that just, like, freaks the screen out for no reason. And
Can you
it's...
fix it?
I don't know. We tried to fix it by getting more RAM. That didn't work.
Try
So...
getting a new graphics card.
Yeah, but a new graphics card is like... Was it like $400?
Said you're a nepo baby. You can afford it.
Yeah, but I don't like spending money. Oh, RAM's so good. Thanks, Smokey. Parts themselves are super good.
Look at that.
Yes, that's the thing. It's like there has to be a way to fix the problem in either the BIOS, the software, the hardware, or just something that I can do that will fix this glitch from happening. Because it might just be my HDMI cables are bad. It might be the TV is failing. Because sometimes the TV will just die on its own. And then sometimes both of the monitors will die at the same time. So it's like, I think there's just like multiple issues going on. That are either compatibility issues with the HDMI cables. Or just like some update issues. Because I don't update Windows. But it's just such a minor issue that I thought I spent $150 on RAM to fix it. They go blank. So they go completely black. Both my monitors go completely black for like 15 seconds. But I can see my mouse. I can see my mouse on the screen, but everything in the background is black. And then it'll just like pop back up. That's why I'm like, it has to be a graphics card issue. Or an HDMI cable issue. But I don't know anything about computers, so I don't want to break it. All I know is I was having RAM issues.
He said both his grandparents died at the same time.
Both my grandparents died at the same... Why not? You look like a nerd. Smokey, because I'm actually a femboy. I can look like a nerd all I want, but you know, I'm like the sexy librarian that doesn't know how to use a computer. It's like, but you're a librarian! It's like, no, I just look like one. It's almost 90% sure it's a software issue then. Do you know how to do a clean install of Windows? See, Beezus, but then I would lose everything. What is a femboy?
It's kind of like a drag queen, but not as committed in some ways. And it's also technically a man that looks like a woman. Between the two.
But you're not
So
trans.
you can
You're just a femboy.
Yeah. They're like the people on chat roulette where like you think you're talking to a girl, but it's really a guy.
You can save programs and folders to an external hard drive, flash drive, or the cloud.
That sounds like so much work.
Yeah. And it's like that. What? It hasn't happened in like a week. And it really doesn't affect anything. It's just kind of annoying. So a man who wants to be a woman but has no pronouns. No, Smokey. So just a dude who wants to look like sexy, like a woman. You don't want to be a woman. You just want to look sexy. It's like, why are women allowed to look sexy but dudes aren't? That's total bullshit. I want to look sexy. I want to put on makeup. I want to dress slutty. Why can't I?
Gender fluid.
Yeah. Metro, you know what? We need some edumacation. We need some edumacation up in here. Okay? Let's get some edumacation.
Oh, I can't hear it.
Oh no, Dad's metrosexual.
It's okay. I'll watch it another time.
You look terrible. The boys at school beat him up, Gerald. Oh, really? Well, don't you
I know
worry,
what you're
Pal.
going for.
We can cover that black eye up with some cream base and then with an acid wash for a fun vintage look. Ah! Just leave me alone.
Oops. Whoops. Yup. And then you take that, instead of being, because, like, you know, that's like an adult, and it's like at a certain point, you know, at like what age do women stop wearing skimpy as fuck clothing? Usually around like 35. 35 to 40 is when you start to like fall off, right? So it's like you start to be more just in an attitude than you are in a way. Phone on 2%. Oh, well, I guess you're fucked, Smokey.
Yep.
Sucks to be you, bro. We'll see you again later. Have a good night. You trying to say grandmas can't wear thongs now? No, Beezus. I just said in
Something.
general. When do they stop? You know, it's between 35 and 40. It's not all, but it's like when the self-aware ones start to realize, you know what, I'm not 18 anymore, maybe I shouldn't wear these booty shorts. Or like, damn, my tits are sagging down to my belly button, maybe I shouldn't be wearing this bikini top. You know? It's just a self-awareness moment. Like I said, I got like 3 to 5 more years until I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing this no more because I look like shit. But I think I look good enough to pull it off because I look a lot younger than I am. You know? Like, I could say maybe I'm 27. And I think people would probably believe if I said I was 27. But, you know, in like 5 years, that's gonna, like, fall off hardcore.
When you can lay on your own boobs, you gotta hang them up.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So, back to the story.
Yes.
So, then...
So who is the
from-
guy who... What's the name of the guy who bought... Like, the actual guy who... The guard... Does he have a name?
Yes, if I remember correctly, it also starts with Jin. But I'm trying to remember what the second part is. His name doesn't really matter, it can change.
Okay.
He's just known as Jin Hai's bodyguard. What, the laying on boobs thing?
I'm using that line in my book. That's all for now, folks. Bye, Smokey. Take care, bro. Enjoy
Smokey.
yourself. Jin Hai's bodyguard is the one
Yeah.
who officially
The way the
buys
like relationships work is
Fuck you,
all
Smokey.
Earth is connected to Jin Hai by friendship. She's connected to Yuer by marriage. And Mei Lan is her rival.
Wait, she's married to you,
Yes, so Hua is married to Yuer, and Mei Lan is married to Yuer.
And Yuer is the one who's like possessive of her, or is that Jin Hai? Or is Jin
Both
Hai
are
the main love interest?
Both are possessive of her in different
Okay.
ways.
Okay.
And then Yuer is connected to Hua and Mei Lan because they're married to him. And he's kind of jealous of Jin Hai in a way.
Okay.
So there's like some rivalry going on there. And then Mei Lan isn't really connected to Jin Hai in any way. She's just connected to Yu and Hua.
Okay.
So there's kind of like a
Two concentric
quadrangle.
circles almost overlapping like a Venn diagram. Hua is kind of in the middle, and you got both sides playing for each gender on each side.
Yeah.
I like that.
But Jin Hai isn't going after Mei Lan.
Mm-hmm.
So like the two main people, it's actually more of like 4 circles with Hua and Yu were connected. I don't know how to describe it. It's like they're side by side, but then like there's another thing that connects them. So it's like it's really weird.
We got like you have this is like Hua right? And then you'd have like this and like that. This would be Jin Hai.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. But you have to connect the other one to the second one.
So I was like, wait, no, this needs to be. I think this needs to be here because this is Jin Hai. He's messed. So like,
yeah, kind of like that.
If this is Jin Hai, this is.
Kind of looks like a double-sided dick with balls.
Er.
So you have the dick on top, you have the dick on the bottom, and you have the balls in between.
Wasn't Ewer with all of them? Because he's fighting. So Ewer's kind of in the middle, actually.
Yeah, but Hua is as well. So move Ewer to the bottom one, and then move Jin Hai to underneath Hua and Ewer, and have Mei Lan at the top. Like I said, it's like a double-sided dick.
Okay. I get the idea.
Yeah. And then we haven't even talked about the secondary characters yet, which make it even more complicated.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can see how it's difficult for me to get like everything cohesive.
Well, that's why what you
without
best way to do it is just start with 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, right? And just
and
slowly add it on and increase the complexity as soon as you get comfortable with the current situation you're in.
Yeah, and I'm kind of doing that, but like you kind of have to plant the seeds as well, or else it's very abrupt when they come in.
Well, that's why a good way to do it is to go back and redo it afterward. Like, have the draft set up to the point, and then you're like, okay, well, now that I know this event is going to happen, I can foreshadow it in, like, the previous chapter or a couple previous chapters, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I keep going back, because I keep trying to layer them in,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm trying to find the right way to layer them in. So I kind of have 4 arcs of the story. The first 25 is like her in the monastery.
Mm-hmm.
Then I have her with her family, so the ones that gave birth to her.
Mm-hmm.
And then kind of the last half, so it's more 3 arcs really. Oh, we're doing an ad break. Is is her married to Ewer.
And, like, the conflict of Jin Hai.
Yeah.
Because now that he's found her.
Yeah.
So I'm still a little bit confused between the bodyguard buying Hua and Hua being married to Yu instead of Jin Hai.
So if you ever watched like K-dramas,
Yeah.
you would know that like there's the main love interest, which we don't really have a main love interest, but I'm gonna call you the main love interest. And you have the secondary love interest. So he's like the foil kind of, but he's also like an integral part of her life. So the best way I can describe it is, Jinhai wants her.
Okay.
She wants to be by herself.
Mhm.
Yu-Er gets her, but doesn't necessarily want her. And Meilan wants Yu-Er, and he doesn't really want her.
Okay. Okay.
So there's not really any real love in
I'm
a way.
still confused how Yu-Er gets her. Because I'm like, well, if he's the crown prince and he sent out his bodyguard to find her and his bodyguard buys her, wouldn't he basically, like, it's basically completely set up for him to marry her and be with her, right? Especially if, like, she has no real decision in the matter.
Yes, but see, this is where it gets complicated, and it's based on Qing Dynasty, like, rules. So technically, since he bought her, he owns her, but she's also a noble. So because she's a noble, she can't really be bought. So that's kind of revealed later. So he owns her, but doesn't own her.
Okay, so it's like once she's found out to be a noble, it's like, oh, well, you don't have any rights on her, and since she's a noble, her father has all the rights, and she's going to sell me to her, and that's kind of like a kind of direction you could go in for her to wind up with you instead of Jinhai. Because it's more of a political marriage than it is anything else.
Yes, it's a political marriage. And then what happened is, often in this time period, you would have what was called child marriages or child betrothals. So, like, when they're literally, like, less than a year old, their parents would arrange a marriage with another influential family. And so she's been engaged to Yu-Er since she was, like, 1 year old. But because she died, he married Meilan, who is his second cousin.
But since he found out Hua-Er is now alive, he's like, well, I technically still, like, the old engagement never got broken, really. So let's go back to the old engagement.
And his family is power hungry.
Okay.
Because his family is a marquis, but he's also a general. So the fact that she's a duke's daughter is already kind of like she's out of his reach.
Mm.
And she gets a title that makes her even farther out of his reach. But his grandfather and her grandfather were best friends.
Okay.
So that's why they were betrothed to each other.
Okay. I see.
There's a lot of, like, backstory of previous generations.
Mm-hmm.
And
their influence on the current generation. I like that. That's cool.
Yes. So it's almost like I could write a second book.
Just with, like, the lineages?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
When I was making this, I literally went back, like, 5 generations in some cases. Just to, like, justify, like, how Yu-Er got to where he is.
So the guard's stealing his boss. No, Beezus. The guard. Okay, so the guard kind of gets fucked over, and so does Jinhai. In the fact of, by buying Hua-Er, they just freed her, but they don't actually. Since they find out she's a noble, they don't have any hold on her anymore. Yeah. So that's when it's like, and, you know, they realize, because Jinhai's whole thing is he's been trying to find Hua-Er. So as soon as he does, and he gets her, he's like to everyone, look, this is Hua-Er, she's still alive! And then everyone's like, oh, well, if she's still alive, then we have all these arrangements that we need to do for her. And then she gets basically taken out of Jinhai's grasp. After he spent all this time trying to find her, and then she gets sent to Yu-Er. That's how I envision it in my head.
And then the other thing that happens is purity was extremely important during the time period. Mm-hmm. So, like, even if, like, you held hands with the opposite sex after, like, age 8, it would be like, scandal, scandal, scandal.
Yeah.
So the fact that, like, the Empress knows that she was in the brothel, so, like, there's no chance that she can be with Jinhai.
Yeah.
Because he's going to be the future emperor. So, like, not even as, like, a concubine, a lover, like, nothing.
She'd have to be completely hidden. And that would be a scandal.
Yeah.
And if the Emperor had a scandal like that, it could destroy the dynasty.
Yeah. And then because his family's power hungry, and they had the betrothal, they're kind of like, we don't want her, but we want the power of her.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a little bit of a stretch, because in theory, they'd probably just say, we don't want her, and they could break the engagement. But they're like, well, we could, like...
We could just Rapunzel her, lock her up in a cellar. No one fucking cares. I mean, as long as she's my wife on paper, bring her out for events. We've got all the, you know, that's a political stepping stone that we can use.
Because she's also the goddaughter of the Empress. So her status is basically princess. And she's technically like the stepsister in some ways, or the adopted sister of Jinhai, which is another reason he can't really marry her like he can.
Yeah.
But like the Empress is kind of forcing them to be apart in a romantic way.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's a lot and a lot and a lot of political maneuvering, a lot of different people with stakes. Because then the kind of main enemy in this story is her stepmother.
Yeah.
And her stepmother is actually only like 10 years older than her or something.
Because the concubines,
because that
right?
was common at the time. Like, they could be, like, you could have a stepmother who's younger than you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, what was my brain saying? She is, I go back and forth, but right now I have her as a foreign princess. And she's desperate to solidify her position in the household. So what the time period was like is you had a main wife, and those children would be considered like legitimate.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had concubines, and they were kind of like backup children. So if the main wife didn't have a son or any children, then the concubine-born children could be elevated to like legitimate or under her name,
Mm-hmm.
or even just, you know, considered for like the title and everything. And there were rules in different time periods about whether that could happen or not. So in this case, her father's kind of a horn dog. He has like 20 wives, and he has like 40 kids.
Nice.
And right now, the first wife, Hua Er's mother, is dead. But she left 2 children behind. Hua Er and her older sister.
Okay.
But while Hua Er was gone, her older sister died in childbirth, which was very common.
Yeah.
So now there's only Hua Er left.
Okay.
So the stepmother tried to kill her when she was 5, when she was first pregnant with her child. The stepmother was pregnant, just to be clear.
Yeah, not water.
Yeah. Yes. She's not the 5-year-old who got pregnant, and I forget where it was, but it happened in real life, which was very scary. So she tried to get rid of her, but the people who were hired to kidnap and kill her did the switcheroo. They found a body that was already dead and claimed it was Hua Er and sold her to the monastery. So they got double the money.
Oh, okay.
So that's how she's still alive.
I love that just random coincidence. That there's no big, stupid reason why. It's just pure greed. Well, hey, man, you know, this is like a miracle. We found a dead body. We got a live one.
Yep.
Let's make some money, boys.
Yep.
No one will ever fucking know. She'll die in the monastery.
Yeah. We get our money.
And she's so young, she wouldn't remember anything anyways.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
So then, when she appears later in life, imagine what the stepmother's like.
Yeah.
So she actually sends assassins when she hears that Hua Er is alive to try and kill her when she's on the way to the capital. Like, she's doing everything under the sun to try and kill her.
Okay.
Because she doesn't want her to come back. And the sad thing is, her father also doesn't want her to come back at this point. He never loved her mother. It was a political marriage.
Mm-hmm.
He's got 40 kids. He doesn't care about this one.
It's like, this is just way too much shit to deal with.
Yeah. Plus, you know, he has the young wife that he wants to, you know, please.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, if you want my daughter dead, go ahead. I got 40 other of them. But he doesn't really care about any of his kids, honestly. He's just like, oh, my wife got pregnant. Okay, bye. I'm going to the next 39.
And that was what I like about that is the fact of, how do you say it? It's like those that strive for power are never like pure-hearted people, right?
Very rarely. Yeah.
So anyone who ever has like a, not just born into it, but it's like also if you're born into it, you gotta, like, even if you're born into it, you still have to survive to be able to obtain it yourself and then carry on with it. So there is still a lot of work put into it and learning about it, but maintaining that power is like huge, and it's usually you've already done so much stuff to get there that you're desensitized to anything else.
Yeah.
So I kind of hate it when like political leaders and like stuff like that are like genuinely good people, because it's like genuinely good people tend not to be able to get into those positions because they don't have, like, they're not willing to go the extra mile. And that's usually where corruption comes from.
Yeah. So then, we're like, she survives the monastery, she survives the brothel, she barely survives the ride to the capital, and then she's in recovery.
Okay.
But then more shit happens. So her stepsister, without knowing that she's her sister, of course, is insanely jealous. And she's like 10. And so she's now Jin Hai's betrothed.
Okay.
So he was betrothed to her partly because of Hua-er. Because there was discussion that Hua-er and he could be together, but because she was already engaged, it never really worked out. So then the next sister that was available was this sister, who is her half-sister.
Okay.
Because a duke's family is eligible to marry the crown prince. So that's where there's some complication again. So she hears there's a woman in Jin Hai's like estate, and she gets insanely jealous. Keep in mind, he's 6 years older than her.
Mm-hmm.
And at this time, it was not uncommon to be married at like 14, 15, 16.
Yeah, because you only live to like 35.
Yeah. So she goes over there and she basically beats her sister almost to death out of insane jealousy.
Damn.
And so poor Hua-er, who has just started to like recover,
Yeah.
and who is actually being poisoned still by her stepmother, is now beaten to death. Or like almost.
Yeah.
And then like Jin Hai comes in and he actually like physically hurts the half-sister, even though she's his betrothed.
Mm-hmm.
So like he pulls her hair, he makes her kneel. He's like, this is your Gigi, which is older sister in Chinese.
Mm-hmm.
And so she's like obviously shocked. And everyone else is shocked. And like there's just a lot of things that
So
go
this
on.
is kind of like this what sparks the reveal moment?
Yes.
That's so fucking awesome.
Because he was trying to give her time to recover.
Yeah. Before like putting her back into like the royalty life, because he knows how hard it is to like deal with that, like politics and shit like that, and what it's like to be a royal.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
that's
then
so
like,
good.
She was so like, not only was she physically unwell,
Mm-hmm.
but she was mentally unwell as well.
Yeah.
And during that time period, it wasn't, oh, you know, I feel sorry for you. It was, you're dirty or like you're unclean. So then like there's no sympathy much.
Mm-hmm.
So he was trying to protect her by like having limited people near her and only like the most loyal people near her. And then we kind of introduced the grandmother and Momo, who is her nursemaid, and knew her when she was like a baby to 5. And they are her protectors, besides Jinhai. But like he kind of has a stake in it, like he kind of loves her, but he's not really admitting it. Whereas these are like a mother and a grandmother almost. Like it's really grandmother, but then like Momo's almost like a replacement mother.
Okay.
And then the complicated part is she has 3 daughters and I think a son or 2. I haven't figured it out. And the eldest daughter wants to climb the social ladder. So she wants to sleep with one of Hua-Er's brothers so that she's no longer a servant.
Okay.
So she's a cunning, manipulative girl. So what she does is she torments Hua-Er as well, because like she's what she wants to be. Like she wants to be a noble daughter.
Mm-hmm. And so she's
live the good life.
Yeah.
But she knows that Hua-Er currently is quite powerless because her father doesn't love her, her stepmother doesn't love her. She has no relationship with her siblings. Only the grandmother, who's now old and has kind of passed the title to the stepmother, is the only one who loves her besides Jinhai. But he has to be at court most of the time.
Yeah.
So she's quite vulnerable. So she does things like she steals Hua-Er's clothes, she steals her snacks, she steals like everything good from her. And like she mocks her, she beats her, like she does a lot of things like that to like assuage her jealousy. And then, but for the most part, Hua-Er doesn't care. Like she has lived in degradation, wearing like the worst clothing you can wear, being filthy, being beaten like every single day. This is almost normal to her. Which kind of fuels the maidservant's jealousy even more, like the anger.
Like she's not getting the response that she's expecting out of Hua-Er.
She does get some wins, but she has to be beaten down a lot first, Beezus.
Because the amount of wins that she gets are so minimal, they have to be absolutely profound to her because of how low she is in life.
Yeah, so one of the things that happens is when she's recovering, she has her grandmother and Momo come visit her, like when she's ready for visitors. And the grandmother actually gives her a handkerchief. And the handkerchief is like her token. So what she does with it is like, because she's kind of not right in the mind, she'll like, run it over her face, kind of like chew on it a bit. And it's like her like main thing. Like think almost like a binky for a baby. And so it's very soothing to her because she knows that her grandmother loves her to a point. And so when her grandmother can't be there, it's almost like her grandmother's with her because of the handkerchief. So that's one of the wins for her, is that she has this connection. And at least for some of the time, Momo's also with her, but then her grandmother gets sick, so Momo has to go back to the grandmother. And that's where the like maidservant kind of steps up and like really starts to beat her. And then she's actually punished by both the grandmother, Momo, and Jinhai when she's caught beating her. And I wanted her to be dead, but then I have to think about Momo, because this is Momo's daughter.
Yeah.
And even though Momo is furious with her, because she loves Hua-Er like her own daughter, she does love her daughter. So what happens is she's confined for a period of time. And then Momo stays with her and she recovers again. Like, it's getting a bit repetitive, which is why I'm trying to figure out a way to not make it seem repetitive.
Well, I'd say this is where you throw in, like, before the mother comes back to, like, comfort her and bring her back up, we're gonna drop her down another peg, and she's gonna be shipped off to you. So like, she gets beaten, she never finds out that the sister was punished, and then she just gets sold out, and she never sees the grandma and never sees Momo again.
Okay.
For like either she never sees the grandmother again because the grandmother dies within like the period of time that she's gone, and then maybe later on in the book when she's like she's married to Yu but she's still now back in contact with Jin Hai, and she's like moving between the estates, let's say.
Yeah.
For political reasons or something like that, or maybe she's just traveling with Yu and Yu happens to be at the estate because he's visiting for political reasons. That's when Jin Hai and Hua like meet again, and it's like, oh my god, it's been a couple of years, stuff like that. So maybe this is where we pivot the story to a completely different direction to prevent that repetitiveness. What do you think?
I'm okay with that, but I just want to explain why I hadn't done that.
Okay.
So, like, one of the things that happens is, like, the Empress figures out that, like, she's been being beaten, like, everything bad is happening. So she kind of sends her, like, a protection amulet, which is this new title that she has, which is County Princess, which is an actual title in the Qing Dynasty.
Okay.
So it's kind of like the bottom rung of royalty, but, like, it's a royal title in a way. And she also sends, like, a carte blanche edict to the grandmother that she can be like, I'm going to behead my son, and it wouldn't be an issue. So that's Hua-Er's father. So, like, she's giving the grandmother and Hua-Er, like, carte blanche power to, like, beat these people, strike them from the family genealogy, like, everything like that.
Damn.
And that's kind of where Hua-Er really starts to, like, bloom in power. But she's also still, like, very fragile. But now the family can't just, fuck with her. And that's kind of where...
I like that, going in a direction of, like, overcorrection, where she's gone from this point of being completely beaten. And it's like, you could have her being, like, almost a terrible person, or being slowly a good person to turning into a terrible person.
Yeah.
And just, like, the power corrupts, and because she's, like, this is the only thing she's ever known. This is the only way she knows how to portray power. And maybe Jin Hai has to teach her that there are gentler, easier ways to assert your power. Like, you don't have to assert your power through violence.
He would completely enable her. He's smitten.
Okay.
Yeah. But the grandmother's the one who kind of teaches her, like, how to behave.
Okay.
And Momo. Because they're, like I said, her mother.
Okay.
Like, they're her mother figure. So, the way I have it right now is, like, she's been beaten so many times. She wasn't really taught much in the monastery. She was poisoned, in fact. So she kind of has the same mind she had when she was 5. So she's not intellectually disabled, at least not permanently. But, like, she doesn't understand how this noble world works. So she's slowly taught these things, and that's where I start to introduce the idea of Yu-Er again. And that's kind of why she's being taught these things.
Because she has to learn how the system works so she can be a part of it.
Yeah.
Because you can't just throw her at you and be like, okay, act like you should in court. She's like, what's court? Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
And then also remember, she was taken when she was 5.
Yeah.
So, like, and then she was so, like, maltreated that, like, she forgot everything from when she was 5. They never really taught her to read. She just chanted the sutras from memory from what they taught her. Mm-hmm. She was never really taught to write. And, like, what she was taught when she was 5 is, like, gone from her memory.
Yeah.
So she's, like, the same equivalent of, like, a peasant right now. And she has to be a duke's daughter and eventually a wife.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a very short recovery period of, like, 6 months to a year where, like, she's learning things, but, like, she won't be proficient in them.
Yeah.
And then she's sent off to Yu-Er. Because to age out of marriage age.
And so they got to get this done. So there is a, like, time period for this. Like, they're doing this, like, as fast as they fucking can.
Yeah, because there's push from the stepmother and the father to, like, get rid of her.
Okay.
Because at this point, the stepmother's like, I have fucking tried to kill this girl, like, 7 times, and she's still not dead. At least get her out of my fucking eyesight.
Yeah, get her out of my house. I don't want her living in my estate. Fuck
Yeah.
that.
So she's like, if I can at least pass this burden along, then I don't have to worry about it anymore. And she's now, like, in a secure position in her house, too. So she's not as worried about her, especially considering the condition Hua is in.
Yeah. So like
then,
she's justified in not being threatened anymore.
Yeah.
But she's still crazy enough to still feel like she's threatened. So she's still trying to do everything, but she's like, maybe the stakes aren't as high as I thought they were.
Yeah, and then one of the reasons that, like, her jealousy and insecurity is triggered again is because of the way Jinhai is behaving. Because remember, Jinhai is engaged to her half-sister, who is her, the stepmother's firstborn child.
Yeah.
She has other children now, but, you know, the firstborn's usually, you know, the precious baby.
Yeah.
And so, now that Jinhai is spending so much attention with Hua and, like, everyone but her and him can tell, everyone but her and him can tell that he's in love with her,
Yeah.
that, like, she's like, I have to deal with this. And that's where, like, her machinations kind of gear up again. And that's kind of where I'm left off. I want to add in some, like, political stuff. I want to add in, like, some, like, more social, like, I want to add in more things with Yu-Er. I want to add more things in with Mei Lan. There's actually another concubine that Yu-Er has, so I have to add her in. So there's a lot of characters.
Definitely, the layering seems very nice for introduction of characters. And, like, how important, and showing how important those characters actually are, like, later on down the road.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying not to layer in anyone that isn't going to be either instrumental to something, like, that kind of moves the story along.
Yeah.
Or won't, like, be in the story for, like, almost the entire story. Because even the guard is kind of always there.
But he's not, like, a prominent figure?
No, he's not a super prominent figure. But, like, in the past, he would have been with Jinhai, like, all the time, basically. So he's kind of like Jinhai's shadow. So that's why he's always there. Because if Jinhai's there, then he's there.
I'm just trying to think for, like, adding more political things.
Yeah.
Could there be, like, a looming war or something like that? A looming famine, maybe? Some sort of, like, let's go outside of the characters now, and let's go and look at the empire itself. And let's say, what are the struggles that the empire itself are facing?
I actually do have something for that.
Okay.
So, we're in an ad break and Zoink.
Zoink! Bro, did you see that I posted in your Discord? Respond if you can hear me, bitch!
He can't, we're in an ad break.
I don't know. He might have ad block. He's using a VPN because he's from Hong Kong.
Ah, okay.
My phone is so slow because it is broken. It has 3 glitch blocks. Damn, my phone that I use as an internet for my other... Like, I use it as an internet tether for my other PC, but it's like the bottom 15% of the screen just doesn't work. It's black. So, like, if I bring up the keyboard to type, you can't see the keyboard. Super annoying. Of all the places to, like, break, it fell off of my bike and smashed. Not in the good way, though.
No.
So as far as the Empire goes, what, like, Are there multiple empires? Is there some kind of civil strife inside of the empire? What does the economy look like at the moment?
So I am basing it a bit off the Qing Dynasty. Like, I have the culture and everything, but I'm not really sticking to historical events. But I'm using some of them to, like, make sense, but kind of making them myself, so it's kind of fantasy. Which is why I call it pseudo-historical.
Yeah, you're basically using the time period and the area as a setting in and of itself. And incorporating the structure of that setting. It's like...
you went muted.
Sorry, what?
You, like, I could tell you were talking, but, like, nothing was coming through.
Maybe I glitched out? I don't know. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you might have glitched out.
Who knows? Discord's weird sometimes. I can't see anything on the Discord, so...
Yeah. It was just for, like, 10 seconds.
We just stopped mid-sentence!
I think Zoinko joined us. Yeah, Zoinko joined us.
Zoink, why are you in the collab stream? Why, Zoink? Why you gotta be a little shit disturber?
I honestly didn't miss him.
He did his little swallow thing and then sat there staring at me. True, Beezus, true. I know how to build suspense.
Yep.
Oh my god. Okay, okay.
So, on to the world building. So, there's only really, like, 2 or 3 locations. There's the monastery, the brothel, and the capital. There's a little bit of, like, very, very vague cities in between on the travel.
Mm-hmm.
But there's not really, like, any, like, cities or anything, really. And they're never mentioned. I want to keep it somewhat simple so that it's not overwhelming.
Okay.
Because I have very complex characters already.
Yeah, so limiting the amount of setting is a good way to keep it grounded without going completely crazy.
But to build tension and to make things work, remember I said that Yor is also a general?
Yeah.
So he actually is in a war while Hua is recovering. And he's, like, called back by his family kind of during the war to marry her. So there is a war going on.
How does this impact the war without having one of its main generals there?
Not well. So he's actually almost going to be, like, scolded for it.
He's like, what the fuck, guys? This is bullshit. You call me back to get fucking married. Now we're losing the war, and you blame it on me for not being there?
Yeah, yeah.
That's
kind of how it's going.
I mean, that's life. That's literally how it goes.
Yeah. And he's not there for, like, a long period of time. It's kind of like he's called home for, like, a week, let's say.
And during that time,
And,
just
like,
everything goes crazy. Main general doesn't technically have to be on the battlefield directly to be able to impact the battle, but maybe the enemy finds out that the general's going to be gone, and he's like their tactical general. And while they're gone, he's gone. They have some sort of ambush or something that threatens the plan. And without the tactical general there, in order to reestablish order of everything, it's like their camps start falling apart, and small raids start becoming more and more impactful. So by the time he gets back, their forces that should have been ready to march are basically completely shattered.
Yeah. Yeah. I have to make notes about this.
So it's like whatever he does, whatever he's the general of, and whatever his main purpose in the army is, that has to be exploited while he's gone to make it, like, not only develop him as a character to say these are the things that he was responsible for, but also to say that it's more dangerous for your main general to be on the battlefield, actually. Well, yeah, Beezus, but we're saying, like, there's a difference between, let's say, being at the army camp and being within, let's say, 12 hours of receiving a message and 1 week of being receiving a message. And in that 1 week, so much can go wrong.
Yeah, and like he's not like the top general either.
No, maybe he's just
Like,
in charge of
there's more-
something very specific. Because mostly generals are, like, really good at one thing. That's why I said he's, like, a tactical general. Where it's, like,
Yeah.
he comes up with, like, defense plans. And it's, like, their defenses get breached, and he's not there to, like, reform the defense. So, like, their defenses have holes in it all over the place because they don't have their main general there that makes sure that their defenses are on point. Or maybe he has something to do with, like, stockpiling. Something very minute. And it's like they burn down the stockpiles and he's not there to sign off on getting new supplies.
Yeah.
And it completely halts supply lines and holds everything back. And it's just this very minute, tiny thing that can completely change the entire outlook of a war.
Yeah.
And having
I'm not
something
sure-
very small like that is very, like, you know... It gives more
I'm not
meaning
sure
to the
I want to
character.
go that crazy,
No, yeah, I'm just spitballing ideas, right?
but like I really like the idea of like that kind of affects things. What the hell is that?
Is that
Like, can you
Zoink?
mute it, Lee? Yeah, it's Zoinko.
God damn it, Zoink! The fuck is wrong with you, bro? Okay, I muted him.
Yeah, I'm muting him too. Oh, I can block him. I'm gonna block him.
Oh, there you go. Perfect. I didn't want to block him because I felt that was mean. He's just a little shit disturber. Right click and do a server mute. That's a good idea.
It's not funny, Zoink. I blocked you anyway.
There. He's muted from the server. You just got yourself muted from the server, Zoink. I hope you're happy, bro. Why don't you lock the channel? Cause I
He
just...
doesn't know how.
Yeah, that and, like... I shouldn't have to. I shouldn't
You don't
fucking have to.
We only have one troll.
Yeah.
We have like 10 of
Well,
them.
we have one retard troll. We have, like, everyone's a troll because we like he's not even a troll. He's just a douchebag. He's just a 12-year-old. Like, Smokey's a troll. Sure, but it means you don't get assaulted by strangers just hopping and saying slurs. Yeah, but, like, I feel like we don't have random people like that on the server. Like, I actually take pride in the fact that, like, we don't have those kinds of people in the server.
He's trying to start a Wordle game.
Zoink?
Look at Discord.
Where?
In the chat.
I don't see it.
Go to where we're chatting. Like, click the chat part, the collab.
Wait, what the fuck? What? How did that even happen?
Oh, you can do that easily. You can play games.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
At least Zoink is teaching us something.
Oh no, I already knew how to do that.
Well, I didn't.
You can also adjust the volume of different people. So like, if I'm super loud, but then like Zoink was really quiet, you can turn him up and me down.
Okay. I'll figure it out one day.
Yeah, you can also chat in there, like typing chatting.
I didn't know you could do that. I thought it was just a voice channel.
Nope. If you look at the very top, you'll see Zoink sent a message. I'm not looking at it, but there's a message up top that you can see.
Where?
There's a little chat bubble in the very top right.
Oh! It's the Wordle. Okay, I didn't know that. Okay, you learned something new. How long have you been on the internet? I don't use Discord because I don't talk to people, Beezus. I just specifically don't use Discord. That's it. I know everything else. I just don't use Discord. Like, I used to use like Ventrilo and like Skype, but that's about it. I don't know what modal is.
I'm just ignoring him. So we've got the war now. And then
Who is the war against, and why is the war happening?
So, in the time period, it's I forget exactly who it is, but it's like a different tribe of Chinese people, basically.
Okay.
So there's like a few different like statuses in the Qing dynasty. There's the Han, which are considered the top, I believe. The Manchu, which are like below that.
Okay.
And then I think there's another one which I don't remember just off the top of my head. So, I believe they were also fighting with the Mongols because China's basically trying to take over everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's who they're fighting is, I believe, the Mongols. And actually, what I want to do is I want the stepmother to be a Mongol.
Okay.
Like, she's a Mongol princess.
And there's some connection there as to, like, is that alliance falling apart? Is that the reason why?
Yeah.
Okay.
So she's kind of in hot water, too.
And that's why it's so important for her to hold on to power.
Yes.
So she's not even just doing it for herself.
Yeah, she's doing it for her family.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love the depth.
Yeah. And then I think what I want to happen is I want Ewer to have like his first misstep, his first fall. Because he's also a main character, even though he kind of appears halfway through the book.
Yeah.
And so with what happens there is like he loses a war and they lose like 3 cities, let's say, or something. So it's like fairly significant.
Okay.
But I have to figure out a way that it won't affect the engagement between him and Huaro. Because what might happen is there might be a gap of time between the engagement and the marriage where like things are really shaky.
Okay.
And that's where Jin Hai like really steps in, even though he knows he can't. It's like
he's just taking advantage of the situation.
Yeah, like he's also working behind the scenes almost to sabotage him. And so there's a lot of political things that are going on. I might even introduce a third possible love interest where it's like, oh, okay, so Ewer isn't possible. Jin Hai isn't possible. Maybe we can find like, you know, someone who's like a Baron equivalent, who is way below her status, but considering she's not considered like chaste anymore or pure, then it's kind of like the best she's gonna get.
Okay.
But I don't know for sure if I want to.
Dude, oh my god. Could you have it? Okay, what about this? What if, due to losing the war, I'm just thinking about this as a direction,
Yeah.
one of the stipulations on top of losing the cities is for, like, all of the generals and, like, all of the higher command to, like, give up one of their wives.
It doesn't really fit with the time period. It'd be a good thing, like, to do, but, like, it'd be more likely the wives would just leave them. And even that's very unlikely during the time period.
Okay.
Because they didn't really have divorce.
Yeah.
So it's a really good idea and I like it, but it doesn't fit.
All right.
Yeah. But what could happen is like, I'm trying to figure out in my head how to make this work. So, let's consider it a possibility just right now. So he has Mei Lan, and she's like deeply in love with him. So even if he was a pauper, she would stay with him.
Mm-hmm.
So she wouldn't leave him for any reason. But maybe she gets some pressure from her family. Like, he's going downhill. And, like, she's going to be downgraded to a concubine because of Hua-Er. So, like, there's other reasons why she might want to leave him.
Okay.
But it's not her that wants to leave him. It's her family.
And that pressure is being placed on her, even though she loves him. She might have to give him up just for the greater good of her family.
Yeah. And then the concubine is actually a soldier's either sister or daughter. So this is Ewer's concubine. And she's currently pregnant.
Okay.
And around this time, she'll either give birth or still be pregnant. I don't know. And I can't quite decide what happens to the child yet. Or what gender it is. But, like, maybe she decides to... no, it doesn't work because she's an orphan. I was thinking maybe she decides to leave him. But she's an orphan, so she can't really leave. But maybe there was, like, a second concubine he was going to marry or something that would leave him. Like another marriage prospect. Because he's going to end up with, like, 20 wives. Because they're going to have a high rate of stillborn, miscarriages, girls who aren't, so they're not boys, like, you know, those kind of things.
Yeah.
So he's going to have a lot of wives because he's not going to have a lot of children that survive. And it was common at the time for that to happen. Like, it was common to have between 6 to 8 wives, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's where I'm going with that. And I think I might be unstuck now. I'm thinking. So, where were we? The war. I think loss of status.
The first fall of Yu-Er.
Jinhai. stepping
Another,
in.
yeah, Jinhai rising up and taking over, trying to at least, putting even more pressure.
Pressure to divorce. And I kind of want Yu-Er to have a spiral. Because remember, I said that he's an opioid addict.
Yeah.
He's a maniac.
Yeah.
And he's has PTSD.
So he's going down the toilet.
Yeah.
He's gonna get some fucked up shit done.
Yeah. So he already has issues. He already had the PTSD because he's been in war since he was like 14 and he's like 19 now.
Mm-hmm.
So he's had a lot of years to be in and out of war. And so, you know, his wife is thinking about leaving him, or at least is being pressured to leave him. His other fiance might not be able to marry him, and like he's losing status and power. He doesn't really care about the women themselves, but his family is extremely power hungry. Like, they've risen in like 3 to 5 generations. I forget what it was. I think it's 3 generations from like a pauper or a peasant to a marquis. And they've done that through marriage and merit. So like they have no problem with like downgrading a wife if a more powerful wife comes along.
Mm-hmm.
And that's actually happened for 3 generations. The grandfather married like an ordinary girl when he was young. Then he married up and downgraded his original wife to a concubine. The father did the same, and now Jinhai's going to do it. And that's not extremely common, but I'm making it common in this family.
Okay.
So
just
it's a
to show
little
their
bit of a
rise over time through their
Yeah.
like their whatever means necessary.
Yeah.
You know, and in the name of the family instead of in the name of the individual.
Yes.
Aiming
And
for
so-
the emperor's seat.
Yes. Well, no, they're not aiming for the emperor seat because they are loyal to their country. But like all three of them have also been generals. So like potentially one of the wives might be aiming for the emperor seat, but like not really. I don't see them going that far.
Okay.
But they do want to rise. Like they want to continually rise and rise and rise and rise. And they're willing to do most things to do it. And so, like, he's getting a lot of shit from his parents for, like, the loss in status, basically. And so, his life's kind of falling apart. And at this point, we're not really focusing on Hua as much. So, she kind of goes into the background a little bit, and we focus on Yu. It's almost like the first half is, like, almost completely about Hua. And the second half is kind of half and half between Yu and Hua.
Okay. I like that. 'Cause
So
it moves the dynamic of the book and expands it beyond that, right?
Yeah. And we'll get more of Mei Lan, obviously, and a little bit less of Jin Hai, but not significant. It just, like, in order of importance, it kind of goes Yu Hua are both in first, then Mei Lan, then Jin Hai.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I kind of have an idea of the scenes I want. But I don't have enough, like, you made me realize I don't have enough that's happening in the outside of the world. And that's what I need help with.
Okay.
So I do want there to be 2 wars during the book. So the first one is kind of right in the middle of the book. And then the second one is towards, like, closer to the end, but not all the way at the end. So that's something that can happen there.
Okay.
But then I'm trying to figure out, like, what else could happen. I do have illness at some point that happens, like a smallpox epidemic, because that's a problem.
I was gonna think, like, either a famine, some sort of supply line issue, some sort of natural disaster, maybe.
We could have the dam break. I think that's something that very common happened, was the dam breaking.
Especially, like, is that an area in China where monsoons happen?
I don't think monsoons happen.
Okay.
But what would happen is, like, there would be record flooding, and they didn't have the best dams, and the dam would break.
And
then,
wash
like,
away, like, an entire village?
Yeah. And then, obviously, like, famine would follow and illness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I've got 2 wars going on. I've got famine. I've got the dam breaks. I got smallpox. And maybe there could even be, like, an uprising.
I was gonna say there should be some sort of, because when people are pushed to the edge, right, especially during, like, a famine and stuff, there should be some sort of like religious uprising or something like that, like some sort of uprising disguised as a religious movement or something like that.
What would more likely happen is either, like, a prince who was, like, the brother or a son to the current emperor would work with the Mongols to overthrow the father-brother that's currently on the throne.
Okay.
And, like, he could have the peasants behind him, but it'd be more likely that that would happen than, like, a peasant uprising. But that introduces another character again, so I have to figure out if I want to do that or not. I'm very happy with it. Oh, I know. And I'm not sure how this will work, so I'm spitballing.
Okay.
What if Jin Hai, pushed to the breaking point, tries to overthrow his parents so he can be with Hua-Er.
Because he's like, if I'm the emperor, I can do whatever the fuck I want.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm not sure it fits his character. So he would have to be so warped from where he was to begin with that he would do that. But then, like, he's a genuinely good guy, and his parents are generally good people. So I either have to change the parents to be, like, despotic, or I have to change.
Well, I mean,
Jinhai.
he could just be like, I'm tired of you guys thinking of Hua-Er as some fucking throwaway doll. Maybe he's just so love blind.
Yeah. But again, like, it kind of has to work with the plot and the character, and it doesn't really seem to work the way I want it to.
Yeah.
Because, like, there are other things he could do. Like, he could take her in as a mistress and just hide it. Like, there are things that he can do to be with Hua-Er without having to do that. So I'm just trying to think of, like, either what would push him so far that it would happen. Oh, I know what could happen. It does involve adding a character. But what could happen is either, like, the prime minister could try and take over. Or, like I said, we could have, like, a brother-son try and take over. And, like, the father's killed by them. So then Jinhai has to fight them. So
Okay.
that would work more in his favor. Because, like, he has to be the hero, kind of.
Yeah.
So I can't see him being, like, the bad guy in a way. So I think I'm going to ruminate on having a third person. Ooh. I could have it in some way. Like, I'm trying to figure out if this is I'm making things too complicated. What if the third person is also someone who loves Hua-Er or someone else? Like, maybe he loves the little sister, even though it's kind of creepy. And then, like, that's another motivation, like another layer. Or is that too complicated?
I don't think it's too complicated. I'm just wondering how... Like, I think not so much he's in love with the sister, but he wants the power, but he doesn't want Hua-Er. But he's like, if I take her sister, then I'd have the same power as having Hua-Er.
Yeah. Okay, I like that.
I'm just thinking about, like, that third person being, like, a member of the court in some way. That we've, like, let's say, has been a dominant character in when court has happened. But, like, they've never really been a named character. It's just, like, this character has shown up multiple times. Like, the idea of, like, a judge or, you know, like, a council member or something like that who's been, like, you know, that sneaky, slimy rat in the corner that everyone's like, man, I really don't like that guy, but he's always, like, slick and sly. And, you know, he kind of goes from having this attitude of, like, downtroddenness, of, like, you know, I'd say, like, worm tongue type, to, like, complete confidence, just because, like, oh, he's, like, enacting his plan now. And it's like you foreshadow his turn by his, like, going from being, like, you know, that sniveling, sneaky guy in the background to, like, a confident, like, front runner.
I just had, like, a brain inspiration.
Alright.
So, building on what you have, we're going back to when Hua-Er was, like, 4 or 5. Her stepmother has a lover. And the lover is the one who, like, sets up her kidnapping by instruction of the stepmother.
Okay.
And so the lover is this court guy, because, like, he's working in the palace. And I don't know what his position is right now, but, like, let's say right now he's, like, a low-ranking guy. And so she helps him build his career over the decade that Huara is gone, and like they're still, together. It might even be that some of the Duke's children are the other guy's children. And so he has motivation to get rid of Huara. He has motivation from his lover to overthrow the current system where he believes he will be king. But in reality, it's like the stepmother's father or brother or something from her tribe.
Mm-hmm. Because she's the one who wants to take over.
Yes, she's the one who wants to, like, help her family.
And he is just this tool that she's been using as, like, a pawn this entire time.
Yeah.
To build him up, build a loyal person up in court that would have the power to help her manipulate everything. I fucking love it.
Okay, I have to write this down. I have Swiss cheese for memory.
I will say the story is very bold, and I love it. It ain't no boring ass shit. We got some hefty stuff going on. I love the setting. I love the time period. I love the characters. I love the story. Like,
thank you.
It just the entire time, all I'm thinking in my head.
What are you thinking?
Romance of the Three Kingdoms.
Yeah, it's very similar.
It's like, so good. Dynasty Warriors and everything.
Yeah.
Cause it's literally like yeah, this is literally what I imagine the cast looking like.
Yeah.
Oh, so great. So that's like that like super vibes with me.
It's basically that genre, and it's like meant for people who like historical dramas, like Asian historical dramas, but who want like a darker theme.
Yeah.
Because Korean television and Chinese television,
you can't do that shit.
Is available on the internet at least. You can't get anything super super dark.
Yeah, like they wouldn't allow something like Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
So reaching into that's like adding on top of everything, just like the base foundation for like the selling point of the book is completely solid in a medium that's not well saturated.
Yeah.
Whereas, jumping into like high fantasy, going against someone like Tolkien or Sanderson or something like that is like a little bit more hefty. That's why I'm relying on the hope of the Final Fantasy title to carry the story.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm not too worried about sellability. This book in particular is basically for me.
Yeah. Well, that's how you should write, right? At least that's what I think. You just write for yourself, and whatever happens, happens.
Yeah.
Because if you write for someone else, you're not going to enjoy the book. And if no one else does, then it's just a complete waste.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I would eventually like to make money from writing.
But everyone knows writers are one step away from being homeless.
Yeah.
It's just one of those careers.
So I think I've got enough to go off for now.
Alright.
I really, really appreciate your help.
No worries.
I'll probably need help again another time.
For sure, so let me know whenever.
Yeah. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Not at all. Enjoy, because I'm guessing you're going to go back to writing. Or are you just going to take a break?
I'm going to watch. I want to watch the video.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That's right. We still got to do the react. All right. Yep.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Let's do this.
Okay. Bye.
All right. Boy.